Hello, everyone. Welcome to Smart Investing. Today is July 2nd, 2022, Saturday. And today, this video is going to be the banking sector services. So, we're going to be doing 6 stocks and we're going to jump right into this. If you see my channel before, again, I'm just going to be using the Webull app. I don't know if I want to do fundamentals and technicals. I'll try to do it as fast as I can. If not, then we'll just go through what we can. So anyhow, first stock up, NWBI. As we can see here, we're looking at the maximum years on the chart. So we're going to look at the first page and basically do a quick evaluation on these stocks. So again, if you haven't seen my channel before, thank you for watching and thank you for tuning in. I hope you learn a thing or two, and we're gonna see if these companies are good companies or decent, or if they're just not even good at all. And we'll see that as of right now. And if they're not a good company, let's see if they're not good, maybe not fundamentally, but for technicals. So I do both anyway because I love stocks anyway. So let's begin. We're going to look at this first page. I call this the first page because this is the first page that I see. My second page is actually the chart. I don't really call that the second page, but I guess now I do because it's in a different box. So we're just going to look at the main factors as to what makes a stock good and what makes it okay and what makes it like not good. So the volume looks pretty good. It seems pretty active. So from a technical standpoint, let me look at the chart real quick. Let me look at the 5-year. Obviously, stocks are down for this year ever since 2022. But you also want to see previous years, and they have not broken around this point here. So we're looking at that, and it doesn't look like they've broken any price point in that sense. And so far, personally for me, what might work for me might not work for you. But again, this is just for informative purposes only. So whatever decision you make, again, I'm not a licensed investor. So any decision you make will be based on you. Any final decision you make also, I would please suggest to consult a professional financial advisor, one who is licensed and insured, because I sure am not. So again, I do not make any recommendations. The only thing I can remotely do is to say what I like, and if not, then I do recommend some stocks for watch listing only. That's it. I can't recommend price points. I can't recommend buy or sell. I can only give you a general guideline, and that's it. So let's continue with the evaluation. So it's a small cap stock, 1.65 billion. This is what I'm looking at, just so you guys can, understand and see what I'm seeing, and we can be all on the same page. Now I'm gonna look at the 52-week high and low. I do not like that range. This is only a $3 difference. I do like this. That's okay. They do pay a dividend. That's always nice. The yield seems okay. I know a lot of people like yields. Again, this is a cheap stock, $13. Honestly, I just do not like it. If you do like the banking sector, there are other sectors. I always say sectors, but I confuse it with industries. There are similar companies that do the same thing where you can still get a better value. If that makes any sense, you can still get the same quality stock, but just not this particular stock. So technically, I'm not crazy about it. It seems okay just because of certain things that I see. Like, for example, the volume here, and then we have the 52-week high and low. That's not giving me anything. This gives me something. And this is the range. Range there, it doesn't give me anything. So I'm looking at the chart. I'm gonna look at it for the last 1 month. It's only like, let's look at the last 5 days. I mean, we're only talking about not even $1 increase. So that is just not even remotely interested for me. But again, to each their own. So first 2 pages I already looked at. So far I'm not liking the stock fundamentally or technically based on what I'm looking at. News I don't really look at. Some people care about the news. I'm not gonna read it. You can do that on your own time. I just want to again point out main factors. And let's go back to the chart, see if there's anything at the bottom real quick. Order flow. So we have, I mean, again, I don't know how active this is. Again, I've always had trouble with this. I don't know if this is weekly or daily. I'm gonna take it as weekly because that actually would be a really big mistake on my part. Seeing with this here, large scale orders, it says the last 5 days. So it would only make sense if this was 5 days as well. So I don't want to take the risk saying that this is for, 1 day when this is showing me 5 days here under it. So again, I'm going to assume that these orders are for the week. So anyhow, I don't really look at cost distribution because that's like the same as looking at a chart. It goes up and down. People buy and sell, and it's just the majority that wins for the day. Either you're up or you're down. Simple as that. But again, it takes skills to understand throughout the day how it's managed when it's going up and down. That's just a whole nother topic, even though I do technicals as well and day trade and do all that time to time. So this is definitely a main point as well. The short interest. People are shorting stock. This is kind of inaccurate because the reason I say that is because you don't really have a specific number here. There's no specific number. I mean, yeah, you get a more or less feedback of a number, but you don't know the exact number. The days to cover, again, more or less. You see it here for the days to cover. But then the short interest, again, it's like a guesstimate here. So for this line, if you were to draw it, this line, for example, that would be, you wouldn't even know the number. If you do that line, it's not even showing the amount. You have to pretty much paper trail it or look at another website to see what is the exact number of the short interest. And again, that can change from week to week. So I don't know the percentage of the shares that are being shorted. There are websites like Yahoo Finance that actually do show the percentage of shares being shorted. So again, not all the time, but from time to time, like every now and then, I look at the order flow. Not too often. That's not something that you really look at, but maybe every once in a while it helps. And again, the short interest, that helps as well. So we're going to look at the feeds. Is this the comment section? Yeah, I don't even look at that. there's just so much information. It's hard to differentiate what is good and what is bad information, what is true and what is false, what's accurate and what's not accurate. I don't really look at the feeds in the comments again because lately, and when I mean lately, the past few years, I don't really um, look at other analysis because I just after a while I just tend to do it on my own, and I've just gotten better to learn on my own. Once you have a general idea, you kind of want to do better, know better, and learn more. And once you have that, which it takes years to do, you don't learn stuff overnight. It takes years to learn all this, but if you're dedicated to this and you're dedicated to learning and growing, then it's all up to you to sacrifice and do that. If you're willing to put in the work and to do all this. So anyhow, moving on to sentiment. At first, when you first start investing, it seems pretty cool, but after a while, for me, just in my opinion, I could care less about the sentiment. Um, on the open market, there's gonna be winners and losers, regardless. So this is just like a little game, as I like to say. This is more of a distraction for me. I don't really care if it's. I mean, again, when I first started, yeah, it was cool to see how the stock sentiment is, how people like to predict things, see input from other people. That's always good to see. Always good to see. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad thing to see what other people are interested in. Not at all. But what I'm saying is, don't don't let this become a major factor in your decision, especially every day. Again, this is not something I look at every day. This is not a major factor. This is more of a minor factor um, as to the overall decision. So I've never, I mean, the stock sentiment on the Webull, it's always had these two uh, selections, which is either bullish or bearish. So now when I see a prediction history, now that's a little bit more interesting because now I get to see more or less if people actually tend to be more bearish or bullish towards a stock. And again, not everybody votes, but it's always good to see feedback. So we have, I don't look at analysts, I do my own thing. Quant ratings, this is very good to look at. This is really nice to look at. But again, you have to evaluate it yourself and just use that more as a guideline. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I just had to look at something. So to see if it was a call or something. So we have here income at 6 and value is at 6. So they're about the same. I mean, this one's 0.13 and then this one's 0.7. I mean, they're pretty much the same. So we have an average quant rating value of 5. So it shows the overall rating is moderate for 5. Now we're gonna look at this and see if they are better than their peers. And again, the banking system is a large system, so there's hundreds and hundreds of stocks. So now that I have better information, hopefully I have current and updated information that could actually load up for me so I can compare it. So we have price to earnings. I mean, this is still new to me. I mean, this part, it's not new to me, but the way it's presented is new to me. I'm used to seeing it more as a list in like the income statement and stuff. I don't really see it separate. So just to see only 5 indicators, I guess. Not used to seeing only 5 names listed. So I'm used to seeing more of a longer list and doing it all in one go instead of seeing everything separate. Names here, names there, and then trying to piece everything together. I like to see the whole puzzle, not just bits and pieces of information that's being presented, and then I have to figure out what goes where and how the numbers all fall in line. So it's just different. It's just different. It's just a little confused because again, Webull just had an update like a few weeks ago, so it's throwing me off a tiny bit. So I'm still getting used to it. So for the short term, I don't know why people. Is this even accurate? It's saying people are bullish for this stock, and for the medium term, it's showing bullish. The long term is showing bearish, and let's see if that changes. So we have now 3 people. These got to be analyst ratings. 3 to 1. And then for long, we have 0 to 4. 0 versus 4. The 0 and 4, I'm getting these numbers right here. So it looks like they won. For the long term, they lost. But again, medium term and short term, I don't know. What, a dollar difference? That it'll go up $1? Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but this is not a stock that I'm interested in for technicals. I rather just, yeah, I don't choose my stock most of the time the night before. I do it as I go, usually when I do the technicals. Now, for a swing trade, that's totally different. I'll analyze and then I'll try to select it. But then it just varies, for swing trading. There's so many routes, there's so many ways to choose a stock on how you want to swing trade, because it's just different. You can hold it for a few days and then let it go. It's not like you're day trading where you have to let it go the same day. So it's just different variations on how you want to play the stock market. That's all I'm saying. And I know how to do all of them. It's just what I'm saying and trying to get people to understand this. For me, in my opinion, this is not a stock I would trade. That's all. So financials, I think I'm talking too long, but I'm gonna try to hurry up and go over this real quick. So I am getting annual estimates. So we're gonna look at that. That's good. We're gonna look at the last 5 years. So that's good. Net margins. I'm getting nothing for net margins. Not surprised with their debt. Book value. Where is? Let me look at the list again. So price to sales is at 3. Price to book is at 1. So income statement, definitely important fundamentally, and that as well. So we have nothing for the income statement. All I have is the net income. So you got to work on that. You got to give me some results for the operating income and the total revenue. So they're at 89% debt. Cash flow, what am I looking at? They have pretty good cash flow. So now they rank for the earnings. What do they rank? 325 out of 525 companies. So again, I'm missing some info here. I have info here that's blank, 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 and blank. Peer comparison. I love seeing the peer comparison, but we're gonna jump into it real quick. Just by looking at that, and we're gonna just see all the other categories, which is nice to look at. This is a whole new thing on its own, really fun to look at, but it takes a lot of time, so we're just gonna jump through the next stock and see it for what it is. So we have here raising dividends, so they have it at 1 cent. Split, they have no split. So for this stock, I'm going to say no, and I wouldn't like it for a watch list. I know I took too long, but again, if you're new to the channel, I hope you like what I have to offer, and I'm just showing you a quick review. So this time I'm gonna go even faster and evaluate it. So this will be under like 5 minutes or less. So looking at the numbers automatically, I'm gonna run right through them. For technicals, I do not like this stock. For fundamentals, they seem okay. For technicals, the reason that I say it, the volume seems okay. Market cap seems okay. Well, market cap doesn't matter, but 52-week high and low, I don't like it. And the chart, I'm not too crazy about the chart. As well as other factors as well. That I'm sure there's other information that I didn't provide as of right now, but there's other feedback for information that I do look at, but it's just not shown on Webull to evaluate more on a technical standpoint. So fundamentally, company seems okay, but we're gonna look a little further. We're gonna look at the quant ratings. So the highest rating I have for the quant, wow, it's pretty decent. They ranked over 6 and even close to 7 in some categories. So that one, and then this was ranked 6, and that was ranked 6. So growth and income. That's what I have. So no growth, no income. So we'll look at FFIC, and then we'll see if they are pretty decent or not. So I'm only getting quarterly estimates and nothing for revenue or operating income for none of these companies. They have to work on that. So net income in 2021, that rised up a lot. Then we have there, oh wow, that is pretty high, 91%. So then we have, oh whoops, I don't want to share this. Hit that by accident. Cash flow. So we have negative cash flow. I'm not crazy about that. Excuse me. I apologize. So we have any splits? Yes, we do. They had one 2001, 2003, but the last time 2003, that was almost 20 years ago. So rising dividends, they do have, but every few years, not every year. I'm not too crazy about the dividends. I think it's pretty low. And the yield seems okay, but just the payment itself, I'm not too crazy about it. So this bank is basically in New York. And if they do anything special, they could grow as a company, but it's saying it's getting decent numbers. But compared to other banks, I'm not too crazy about the stock. So I'm going to say no, and I'm going to pass. So next one up, let's see if we can add this one to the watch list. If not, then we'll see the next company. So next one up I have is Washington Fed, WAFD. Right away you might think, wow, it's the Washington D.C. like the federal bank or something, or like the central bank, and that's not it. It's just, a public bank. So far I am looking at the chart. Seems okay. 52-week high and low seems okay. Price seems okay. Market cap I like. PE is undervalued. Not too bad. Dividend payment, not too bad. This has the potential to be on a watch list for fundamentals. So now we're going to look at, no, not the feed. Let's look at the chart again. Order flow in the last 5 days. Again, that changes weekly, but so far so good. They've had some orders in. Short interest. It's kind of mixed right now. You see that? It's like kind of choppy. If I was to draw a line through it, I'd say around here. So then we have short interest in the millions. That's gotta be aligned to the volume when they're talking about short interest. It's the amount of shares. So anyways, we're gonna move on to analysis. And of course, all these analysts always say it's either buy or hold. They always say buy or hold. They never say underperform or sell. It's rare to see that. So anyhow, we're going to look at the quant rating. So we have the quant rating for the best rating I have is momentum and quality. They're pretty much close and even. So quality and momentum. So this is telling me that it can be good for a short-term trading period. So this stock is telling me that's good to trade. And then for quality, and it's a pretty good stock. So they have earnings forecasting for it to go up. Now let's see if they pay rising dividends. Yes, they have. Okay, pretty consistent. Any splits? Nothing, which is good. Seems like a decent stock. I don't know about watch listing it. I'm sure there's other companies that are better, but I don't know. Could be wrong, but that's what it's showing me. So now we have, what was it gonna do? Quant rating. So we have here, let's look at the quality. They went back up in quality. So they were down in quality when it was 2021. Then they start to go back up in 2021. And obviously in 2020, everything was down. So it looks like they rebounded in 2021. But as things have been going, things have been going slight downhill. And since we're in a bear market. So that looks pretty flat. It's been going up. So momentum has been gaining. And definitely it showed me, I think, the last 3 months there. So we have here on a short-term basis, medium-term basis, and long-term basis is bearish. So we have 1 vote for bearish, 2 vote for bearish, and 5 for bearish versus 3 for bullish. So now we're going to look at the financials again a little bit. Net income, revenue. Oh yeah, that's quarterly. I don't look at quarterly. I like the annual. Income statement, again, I'm having issues. They are not giving me results for revenue or operating income. It would be nice to see it. Give me some more info, the better. I'm sure that's easy info I could always look up at another time or at another site or something. Let's see what they have for cash flow. So they do have tons of cash flow. They can take a hit. Their debt is okay. And again, the company seems okay. I wouldn't... Just the name itself does not make you even want to add to it. I mean, I get it. And then we have here, so they have Washington Federal Bank has approximately 224 branches located in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and all this other stuff here. There's nothing special about this bank doing anything different from other banks. They're just, hanging back, making passive income. So For this stock, I'm going to pass and say no. It needs a little bit more work. I still want to see a little. I guess I'll give it some time. But as of right now, I'm going to say no. I'm going to pass on that stock. I'm not too crazy about it. I mean, it's borderline okay, but it's not enough for me to say yes, like it's good for a watch list. That's just my take on it overall. So next one up is HTLFP. So, oh, that is choppy. It's good to see that on 1 year. So this stock hasn't really taken a hit. And it really hasn't gone up neither. So $116 million market cap. So 52-week high and low. It could use work. The volume is awful. The chart looks pretty good and it's holding up. I will say that. But on a 1 year, it's pretty choppy. I'm not liking it for the next 3 months. Even for 2022, I do gotta give them credit that they it didn't drop too much. But as of today, that was in April. But as of today, the few months that went past by already, it just makes the stock not appealing. So we're gonna look at the analysis, see what they say for the quant. Highest rating that I have is for value. Let's see if they do or are about value. Are they about value? So we're gonna see the net income, which has been growing. Okay, I respect that. So then we have 88%, so slightly lower than peers, which is a good thing. Rising, I'm guessing rising operating margins, I would guess. If their net income and revenue, obviously revenue must have gone up for them to get the net income. So I just don't know the percentage, but I do know they went up a lot in revenue. So operating. So cash flow, they're doing okay. They could use a little bit of work. But again, this company is okay. I'm gonna say no because their cash flow needs work. Next one up, ENVA, ENVA. And that's a choppy stock. Look at the 5 year, it went up. Now it's starting to go down. I'm not crazy about that. But we're going to look at the 52-week high and low. This looks like a good stock. I like what I see. Close to $1 billion market cap. PE is low. They do not pay a dividend. Wait. Usually banks pay dividends, but I want to see. Oh, no wonder they're consumer lending. No wonder. This is a secondary related industry. So like I said, it don't have to be a bank stock, but consumer lenders are similar to banks because they're in the business of pretty much giving out loans. So same game, different name. That's all there is to it. So balance sheet, we're going to look at that, but I want to see the annual, which is good. Okay. This seems like a nice little growth stock here. We want to see the cash flow real quick. So what do they have for cash flow? 365 and then 470. So we're looking at about 800,000. They need work on their cash flow. They need some work. Maybe by the end of the year, hopefully the stock does better, but no, as of right now, I thought it would make it. If it had decent cash flow, I would have said yes, but I guess not. Hopefully in the future, this stock can do better. And, get up on their feet again. So we have the last one, SPFI. So let's look at the 5-year. They've been holding up, and they haven't been doing too bad for SPFI. So market cap is at 423 million, close to half a $1 billion company. 52-week high and low. It needs some work, so hopefully it can do better. So far, this company needs to be more active for technicals. Let's see what they do. Oh, okay. And rising dividends, that's good. And we're gonna look at the chart. Last 5 days, orders have been selling. So we have here the 1 month, the 1 year. It's pretty choppy, and looks like it's pretty much breaking even at 24. So again, they just need a little bit of work. They need a little bit of work, and this seems like a company that could be underrated. So the highest factor that I have for this company is close to an 8, and that is momentum. Second factor that I have is quality than value. So they ranked high on that, and they ranked pretty low for growth and for income. So momentum, that's telling me and ringing me a bell that it's go time for technicals on this stock, and it has some quality. I like this company actually for a growth stock, but again, I would have to dive in further and see how they do within the next 6 months. But it seems like they know what they're doing. They just, again, they might not have enough capital because, again, this is a very micro cap company. It's only 500 million. So again, I'm sure they have work to do, but this is a decent company. Decent company. So I'm going to say no. And hopefully, in the future, they can do better. And we still have 2 quarters to go that we are missing so we get to the end of the year. So hopefully they do better. So I think I said no to all these companies. I've been talking too much, but again, I wanted to show you guys that. Let's look at the cash flow real quick before I go. And we want to look at it annually. Cash flow has grown. That's good. And they do have cash flow. So I would like to see more activity. And I would like to see, I mean, it's going to be hard to bump this up to past 29, past the 52-week high. But as long as it does not drop below the 52-week low, even before the end of the year, that would actually be a really, really good sign. And again, it just, it has some momentum. Stock is decent. But again, you got to understand the variables for this, because the market cap for this company, again, it's only like 400 million. So that's not a big company. But they seem to be doing good based on what the numbers that I see. And the debt is not that high compared to their peers. Return on equity has been going up. And then we have return on assets have been going up. I would say watch list, but not right now. So as of right now, I'm going to say no. But later on in the future, I want to see how they perform. So hopefully in the future, again, hopefully they do good and you can get something out of it. So I don't want to take up too much more of your time, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for appreciating my content. Hopefully more people view it. But thank you guys for watching me do the evaluation for the fundamental analysis and the technicals. Again, I don't normally do this for every single stock. I do it just for a few stocks just to give you a gist of it. And hopefully you guys can make a final decision as to what you like and what you do not like. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to continue doing the banking sector services, and hopefully we can find some good stocks to add to the watch list. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and happy investing.